Hi there, and welcome back to Jay's Toy Collection UK for more action figure breaking news. And once again, the tap has been left on in the McFarlane Toys warehouse, and leaks have happened here in the month of June 2025. Before we get into it, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers here in 2025, and why not consider joining the channel membership? But it's happened quite a lot since Todd has had the DC Multiverse license and all his other license, and it's happened once again. So we're going to do a bit of reading today. This leak has been published by JC over at TNI Toy News, coming from the Infinite Toys Facebook page, I believe. When these listings go up, they do tend, from the track record, to be correct, because we've done these videos for the last couple of years now, why Todd has had the license. So let's get into it. It's not just DC Multiverse. There's some Marvel stuff on here. There's some Mortal Kombat stuff on here as well. So we will head over to the spreadsheet I have prepared. We do love a bit of a spreadsheet on the channel. This is the list, as I said, published via TNI Toy News. So we are just literally going to go through the list. I've given you a bit of pink and a bit of yellow to read. So DC Multiverse, a line that I've been in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and finally I am out again on. But there might be one figure on here that might pull me back in. We will discuss. So we'll start with the DC McFarlane Collector Editions. We're in a 7-inch scale. So we're in the 7-inch Dr. Midnight. And then there's going to be a Dr. Midnight Chase Edition. And then we have wave 11 of the Mega Figs. Now, Todd, sometimes the articulation pretty poor on the Mega Figs, but the price point, you get quite a chunky figure usually. And it is fail safe. So if you have to fail safe on the list here. Also, this now looks like they need to be split up into categories. So I'm assuming this might be a wave or two here. So we've got DC Multiverse 7-inch, then the Riddler from the Batman Hush storyline. So that's going to be the version with his proper suit on, isn't it? With his little hat. I've got that version from MathX. So Todd going to try and step up into that game there. So I'm sure that'll be quite a popular figure. That is a well-known look for the Riddler. So one, if I was collecting, I probably would have picked up. And as I said, since Todd has lost the license, I've pretty much condensed my McFarlane down. It's going to be one big shelf, and it's going to stay that way. I don't think I'm going to add to it anymore. I'm just going to go into the Mattel line. In the comments, though, have you done that? What are you doing with DC Multiverse? Are you sticking with the line until the end, going to get these last few waves that will be coming out, or are you now waiting for Mattel? It'll be interesting to know your thoughts. Now, it's been about 2 months or so since we found out the news. I know some of us are sticking, some of us are pulled out. That sounds filthy, as it always does on the channel on this Saturday morning. I'm just reading a list, and it's turning filthy. Right, Batgirl, DC Classic. So a classic-looking Batgirl. Assuming that might be a purple Batgirl. Is that going to be in the purple outfit? Or the sort of black, blue, and yellow? I mean, it could be either, I suppose, but we will see. But then the third one on here, this is one I would be tempted by. It is Scarecrow DC Classic. So a classic version, straw hat version of the Scarecrow. That might tempt me. I have left literally space for one figure in my DC Multiverse shelf. It's just behind me. You probably can't quite see it on camera. It's just down the bottom there. That is my DC Multiverse shelf that remains from the Great Purge. Still not actually got round to selling. It's just been pulled out into a box. But I wanted potential. There was a Batman Rogue that I really wanted. It would need to come front and center in the Batman display. Scarecrow might be that figure. He was close with Two-Face. He nearly pulled me in with a classic Two-Face, but I thought the skin tone was a bit too pale, so I didn't jump on that. So Scarecrow might be the one from this list. And pretty much the reason I did this video, I thought, oh, Scarecrow's on the list. I need to talk about it. Quite a fan of the Scarecrow, so a classic Scarecrow definitely could be one for me upon this list. And maybe my final DC Multiverse figure. Then we've got Batman from Batman Incorporated. I was going to say more of a modern run, but it's been probably quite a few years now, actually, hasn't it? The Black Mask as Batman from Batman Madhouse. Now, that's Todd being Todd, because why have we not? We haven't got a normal, regular Black Mask in the line, rather than Black Mask in a Batman disguise. So that seems a weird one, but most likely to be true, because Todd is always going to Todd. We've got Batman Earth 2 from Earth 2 Society, and another Mega Fig. This time a 2-pack of Atom Smasher. If you say if I was still in on the line, that'd be one I'd been after. And Spectre then. So I think the second version of Spectre. But the first time we've had a comic Atom Smasher, I do believe, from the DC Multiverse line. Moving down the list then. DC Multiverse vehicles. We've got the Batmobile, but the 66 version. So Todd has done the smaller scale stuff for the 5 to 6 inch line. But a full size one could be pretty fun. I've collected, they are literally down to the left of my foot. They are the reason I fell through the ceiling was moving. If you haven't seen that, go back on the channel. There's a video of me falling literally through the loft ceiling 10 feet down to my doom because I was moving Batmobiles in the loft and fell through the ceiling. So a Batman 66 version, one we don't have. So one I still might potentially, I don't know, would I get that? I haven't really got any room to display it now, and I've got the other one. So no, I'm going to say no, I won't. But I kind of like displaying them with the hot toys. So we'll see. But no, I don't think I'll be on that. But 66 Batman, I think that might be a popular one. But again, he's only really done Batman himself in the 7-inch line. But they probably would scale all right with the other figures because the one is a bit undersized. So now we're going into the theatrical wave. And this was another reason I saw this list and thought I better do a video. Because it looks like there's at least a slight change here. Or one of the figures isn't coming or is coming later. So Batman Returns, a long-awaited Batman Returns. People I know have been craving these figures in a modern action figure line for many, many years, and here they are. Then we've seen images of these when he showed them off a few months ago in terms of renders, but the list doesn't quite match. So we've got Batman himself, we've got Catwoman, so the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, the Penguin, so the Danny DeVito Penguin, and that's it. Just the 3 of them listed in this wave 2 of theatrical deluxe. So I'm assuming the little penguin bots, they might be pack-ins with the figures. Was that what's going to make these deluxe? I'm assuming so. Let me know in the comments if you know more than me, because these I will be in on. These I will be on in terms of the movie stuff, because I've still got the McFarlane movie stuff. I think it might be a long time until Mattel go back to these classic Tim Burton era films. So I would like them in toy form. So I will be in on these, and I'm sure a lot of you will be in the comments below. As I say, let me know. But where is Max Schreck? Because he was shown as the 4th figure in the wave, and he's not on this listing for the wave. So has Max Schreck been cancelled? Has he been pulled? Or is he not going to be a theatrical deluxe, and he's coming out as a regular figure, and that's why he's not part of this deluxe wave too? Anybody know? Let everybody else know in the comments below. And the 4th figure is Peacemaker, SSN2. So I assume that's the 2nd Suicide Squad film that is standing for. I assume it's not the 2nd season of Peacemaker. We'll find out. So some version of John Cena's Peacemaker, I'm assuming, is what that's going to be. But it's certainly not Max Schreck, so that's a bit of a weird one. Moving down this, because there is quite a lot on this. So DC 7-inch figures with comic. So this is the DC Direct stuff where you get the packing comic. We're going to get Superman from 0 Hour. Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. And the Joker from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Okay. Again, some decent figures here. That is the thing. That's the conflicting thing with Todd losing the license. Some of these selections now are starting to get. He's getting better, I think, as character selections. I've still got some weird ones like the Black Mask as Batman rather than Black Mask, but yeah, he's getting better. But the license is coming to an end. So Crisis on Infinite Earths, Joker there, and then we've got to the vinyl figures, wave 4. Is this Todd's mods? Is it the little weird things he does? Cyborg and Darkseid. So not sure exactly what they are, but we'll move swiftly on. We've got the DC Direct animated comic. So it's Harley Quinn and Joker, the Mad Love. That's a good 2-pack. So I've got the original of that 2-pack. So that's Harley Quinn in the dress. So she's in a little red dress in that 2-pack. And I'm assuming that is just a straight re-release. And it's pretty much a regular looking Joker in that pack. Or was that the... I'm trying to think, was that the Joker with the grey hat on? But I don't think... Or is it? I can't remember. I can't fully remember. Let me know in the comments. I've got the figure somewhere, and I can't even remember. But Harley Quinn is definitely in a dress. I think it's a regular Joker in there. Then we go on to the retro 6-inch wave. Now, this isn't DC Multiverse. This is separate. This is the spin-off, effectively, from the Batman 66 show line with your retro figures. And these I am collecting. So I've got the Batman 66 retro, and I've started with the Super Friends. Not going to get all of them, I don't think. There's definitely a couple on here. So we've got Super Friends Aquaman, Bizarro Batman, Brainiac, and Zam. Brainiac. That is what I am after. I am after Brainiac from that lineup. Love the classic look of Brainiac, so he is definitely going to get added to the collection. I'll be in for Bizarro as well. I think very blocky look to Bizarro from the 70s Super Friends show, and I'll probably be in for an Aquaman as well in that line. Moving on to Marvel then. So this is going to be your statues or posed figures. I believe I'd be contractually obliged to say if I worked for McFarlane. So it would be the Marvel collection. We've got the 1/10 scale of Deadpool from New Mutants and 1/6 scale of Rocket Raccoon and Black Panther. I don't recall them being a 1/10 scale. I thought it was a 1/12 they did for the smaller stuff, but maybe it is. And here's an interesting little tidbit though. Marvel Rivals collection. So I'm assuming, but I could say assuming based off the Marvel Rivals video game, or are these just going to be actual Marvel characters that rival together? So in a 1/6 scale, so you are going to be talking big things here. We're going to be talking, and it says Wave 1, so this is definitely something new. So 12 inches, the Hulk, a chase version of the Hulk, Venom, and a chase version of Venom. Chase A is listed here on this leaked list. So is that going to be based on? I don't know. If it is based on Marvel Rivals, I think that's the first figures of any description we've got for Marvel Rivals, the video game, because Hasbro haven't done anything for it. Or is it just the word Rivals happens to be in there and it isn't that at all? Time will tell. I know nothing about Fallout, so I'll swiftly, you can see them on the screen, but the Fallout video game 7-inch stuff, there is your list there. And a few more for Fallout. So Movie Maniac pose stuff. So you've got 7-inch posable, I'm assuming, and then lots more there for your 6-inch pose. So any Fallout players or viewers, I think, assuming that's a TV show version as well, is there? I do not know. Not a Scooby when it comes to Fortnite, but you can see it on the screen. But something I do know is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Todd does have the license from the IDW comics. I do believe he has the license for to do their 5-inch. We still haven't quite worked out if they're posable or not. I'm not sure if their limbs come off and they can be posed into pre-posed places, or they are fully articulated. I'm still not sure, so I'm intrigued to see what these actually look like. So Wave 1, there's going to be Donatello, Leonardo, a Foot Soldier, and Shredder. So they're starting off with your best two turtles there. So you're going to have to wait for Raphael and Michelangelo, it seems, assuming for Wave 2. I don't know. These might be something I would purchase. I've read through some of the comics, so not the company I'd have ideally picked, but I've got Turtles in a lot of other ranges, so he might get me on these. Let me know any Turtles fans out there. Are these something you're even interested in? Had to depend on price point as well, and McFarlane's distribution not always great, but they're there, so we will see. We will see what they actually look like. I don't think we've seen any teasers of Foot Soldier or Shredder, so that is new news to me at least. And then we've got Transformers, so he's got another bit of a Hasbro license there with the Transformers, but 1 to 3 scale, 1/3 scale heads. So some big old heads. They're going to be massive, aren't they? If they're in 1 to 3 ratio. Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Bumblebee. So some busts. And then we'll come back to Mortal Kombat in a second, but you've got Disney Avatar there. So any fans of Avatar, looks like that is continuing through McFarlane. So there's some 7-inch figures there. Never a massive fan of Avatar, so I say I'll leave those on the screen. And we've got a Demon Slayer figure, and I'm not going to pronounce that at all. So there you are, it's a Demon Slayer figure. But it's these two here, Mortal Kombat Wave 2, Raiden and Reptile. So I am, you can see from the poster behind me on the wall, massive Mortal Kombat fan. This weekend, they've just announced a Mortal Kombat Classic collection coming to all consoles, I believe, probably next year. All the classic arcade games of MK1, MK2, MK3, ports of MK4. So we're going to finally get to play those games on modern systems. So I cannot wait for that. Generally cannot wait for that. Absolutely obsessed with Mortal Kombat I was as a young kid. I was playing a game when I was like 6, which I should not have been playing in hindsight. So I've always loved Mortal Kombat. Storm Collectibles are right next to me. So they're going to be pinned. They're not going to be the greatest figures in the world. I am openly going to admit that, but I am going to buy them. So let me know again in the comments, are you going to be in on these Mortal Kombats? Are you a Mortal Kombat fan? Classic Mortal Kombat looks. I'll take what I can get. I'll get every line going. So Raiden and Reptile for Wave 2. So I didn't think we knew that is a bit of new news as well. So hopefully Reptile's got the mask that can come off and you've got his Reptile heads or an alternate head at least for Reptile I would like to see when it comes to that. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. 15 minutes I've been going on there. A quick video, I said, I was thinking, on the McFarlane leaked list. Let me know in the comments. What excites you? What are you picking up? Are you out on McFarlane completely? Are you in? Do you like pins? Let's talk about action figures. There's been so much news as we ramp up on the way to San Diego Comic-Con. So plenty more breaking news videos. Subscribe if you can. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and I will see you, of course, on the next video.